Coach, obviously, big milestone for Brent Burns tonight.
Yeah,
There, I know you talked recently about just being amazed by what he's been able to do and how
yeah,
he's been able to power through, but just being able to watch a player go through that.
it's incredible. I mean, I said it the other day. I don't really have anything to add to that except those these types of milestones, like ones like this, really amaze me. Like players getting points. I think you see skilled players and you watch them develop and they start racking up points and everyone just assumes it can go on forever. So they hit like certain milestones and that are more common. This one is it's pretty crazy when you think about how hard it is to play one game in this league. And even if you're a really good player, how hard it is to stay healthy in this league and then to be able to play 1,000 straight. It's just crazy to me, but it's it's gonna be fun to watch.
Is it even more impressive that that streak started like 600 games in?
Yeah, well, yeah, like the longevity, the being able to stay healthy, like a lot of careers end before 600 games, and then you're playing 1,000 straight after that. It's mind blowing, really, to me.
And he was talking about like the luck of that too, like even the COVID year that he got COVID and the league stopped. So he would have not even been able to play,
Yeah,
but he didn't miss any games because of that whole thing going. So almost the kind of superstition behind it as well.
yeah, and he said there's other situations too. I think he got hurt pretty bad one year, and then there was like a break, an Olympic break, or whatever break was, and so he played the game that he got hurt in, and then he was able to take a week or two off, and he was like, "I'm good to go" when he came back. So I mean, I think there's always luck involved with any sort of success that you have, whether it's a team or an individual. But certainly to get to 1,000 in a row, there's you got to have a lot of things going your way.
Well, he was also talking about like how he's been lucky having coaches that have given him that ability to like make that call, in, even if they think that maybe he should take the night off or whatnot, to let him make that decision.
Yeah, I
As a
think
coach, like for
for
you,
sure. Like I think like because well, number one, that's partly because of his resume and what he's done as a player and the stature he has as a player. You never want your top players sitting out if you can help it. If lots of times top guys at 80% or 70% are better than what you're going to call up and bring into the lineup, right? So that's credit to him. But then once this thing takes on a thing of its own, nobody wants to like pull Burns out of the lineup and tell him, "Hey, you're going to rest because this might be better for our team in the long run." Like I just see him as a guy that, I mean, he may have an off game here or there, but he just bounces back the next day with more energy and he's ready to go again. So he has an uncanny ability to do that. So there's no use pulling him out of the lineup for any particular reason.
You made a little bit of a change in the bottom six. It looks like just according to practice, like
Yeah.
in 2022, I don't think you even had like the Helm Cogliano O'Connor line like that. I don't even think that was a thing at the beginning of the playoffs. But like, how do you balance like you want to have your lines ready for the playoffs, but like you might just kind of have to figure it out along the way.
Yeah, I think it's probably 50-50. Like we know, I have a group of guys there. Like to me, when you start looking at Kelly, Drury, OC, Kivy Ranta, like those guys playing together, I think I could any mix and match of that. And you kind of look at our needs to try and create something above that, like the Nazem Kadri line, 5-on-5, and make sure it's a rock solid line on the defending side and then helping create offense. Like I'm still sort of searching for like what are his wingers going to be. And I think we have a good option that's out of the lineup right now that's played well with him, right? So we're just kind of limited to what we can try. The lines are the way they are today because the emergence of Parker Kelly and his offense and what he's doing. Like I can't ignore it. He's scoring as much as the second line players on our team. So it's like I got to put him like if I can put him with more talent, like a guy like Naz, does it go away or does it get better? I think it's something we have to look at from here to at least for a few games here to the end of the year and see if we can find some chemistry there. I think Parker Kelly can provide something for Naz that is very helpful. That's ability to check the puck back on the forecheck, go hard to the net, do all these things help us play with the puck, and then Naz can also add the skill and poise and patience with the puck that a line needs. So in my head, no reason why I can't work out, but that's a guarantee anything.
Nick was out there. I know Kale
Yeah.
wasn't. Are either of them options this weekend?
No, we're gonna leave him here. Yeah, so they're not gonna come to Dallas. Nick's getting close, but Pop's gonna stay behind, skate with him and Kale tomorrow, Sunday morning. Um, so not for this weekend. I think we're gonna give him a little bit more time, and then we'll reevaluate for Tuesday.
Has it been a challenge trying to find a fit for Ross Colton?
Well, no, like I like the way Ross has played with a handful of different guys. Like he had a long stretch up there with Nelson, and that was probably mostly Val, but they've seen some different pairs, and I like the way they played. Um, but some guys wrote to the lineup then too. So like, is that a better fit for Landy and Val now? Like that's what we have to kind of. It's nice to get a sample size that you can look at, see what those lines are doing offensively, see what they're doing defensively, and then we'll make decisions from there. So I can't say I've been unhappy with Colts' play, but we got to look at just trying to, like right now, Parker Kelly's hot, so he's going to go into that spot, and Colts will move down line and see if he can continue to help the line that's been going for us for quite a bit. And there's no reason in my mind why that can't be a good fit either. They have a lot of the same sort of habits and attributes as a player.
Yeah.
After talking about that emergence of Parker Kelly, there's a lot of factors going into this game against Dallas too. Missing Kale, missing Nick Watt. I mean, and looking at last game heading into Dallas, I mean, how do you balance some of that, and what do you kind of look at, I guess, as far as maybe experimentation of things going into a matchup?
Well, I'm not going to experiment a lot. Like I've set the lines. If I don't like them, I'll change them. The pairs, without Kale, they're different for sure. You're missing an elite player back there, but we got our 6 guys that can play and can play well. And like I said the other day, they're going to bounce around a little bit depending on D zone starts, O zone starts, who's like helping on that night and what we're seeing like once the game starts. So, but not a lot. I'm at the point now where we're looking to win. We got to win 4 more games, right? That's it. If we want first place overall, we got to win 4 games. We can't count on other teams to lose. So that's the priority. I'm not. I hate to break up that 4th line, but I just feel like if I'm going to take a look at something, now's the time. And the way Parker's playing, it's a good time to get him up there and see if we can spark Naz's line 5-on-5 a little bit. Why wait? So, yeah, we'll see how it works out. We always have the ability to flip it back, but points are the priority right now.
A few last ones, Megan.
After you come through the Vancouver game, how are the conversations you have with the team relaying that information to them maybe different from your average post game review?
Significantly different. I think it's just because like my message is like after Pittsburgh and then after and I'll say this: we had a big meeting before the Dallas game and after Pittsburgh because I did not like the way we played in that game and what we gave up and the trend of us giving up too many rush chances and odd man rushes against that is the focus right now. And then we do a really good job in a handful of games after that, and I think we went 7. It might have been 7 games in a row where we gave up 2 or less, on the defending side of it. Trying to think. I don't think on that road trip we gave up more than 2. Dallas at home was 2. So the game we lost against Winnipeg was 2. Like I think that we've been trying to dig in on that side of it, but there's still a handful of rush chances a game that I want to eliminate rush chances against. And then the Vancouver was like our worst rush performance of the year. So we reiterated a lot of things, and now we're closer to the end, and it was like the message is delivered with urgency, and my patience for us giving up those kind of chances is starting to disappear. So yeah, I mean, I'll have a heightened sense on the bench tomorrow on what we're doing there, and if I need to resort to other tactics, I'll do it.
Dave Carl's been down the street pretty much your entire tenure here. Have you interacted with him much at EU, and just what do you think of the job he's done?
He's done an unbelievable job. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can debate that. I've talked with him a few times. I talked with Ferg over there, their assistant coach. Like once the season starts, it gets busy, but Ferg comes around every once in a while. I try to catch up with them, go out and have a bite to eat, and just see how they're doing. I got to know him a little bit, so more him than David. But that staff's done an unbelievable job. And we talked a little bit when we went in there and played that exhibition game, and yeah, they were welcoming us into their building to play that game. So I was over there, and um, but they've been great, and I'd like to sit down and talk with them more, but that's probably more of off season stuff, when we kind of get settled and try to pick each other's brains and see what. So I like hearing what some of their challenges are and how they work through them, and they're a little bit the same with us and how we go about our daily business. Just trying to make sure we're doing all the right things if we can. Any tidbits you can take from one another, I think, is always positive. But wish them luck in the Final Four.
If you've made a goalie decision, can you share who's starting tomorrow?
No,
Like you're saying.
I can, but I won't.
Goaltending, when you're talking about, like that, it was a whole team effort that kind of failed.
Yeah.
How do you get, having to have pulled McKenzie, not necessarily putting the full blame on him, how do you kind of get him out of that like mental space?
I just told him forget about it. Like I liked this handful of games before that, and I think that like that's a game that everyone needs to like learn from and then wash and get back to reset for the game against Dallas. Period. And he's no different than anyone else on our team when it comes to last game.